Okay, in this next video, we'll focus on developing a component. So looking at the work that we've done so far, we've defined our design system. We have our typography, we have our colors, we have our font sizes and our type scale. And then we built our login page. So what we want to do now is take a look at this section, which is called components. Right now there's no components yet, but once you have an item ready to become a component, you can click this plus button. We don't have anything yet because this is just a login page, so we want to get to a section where we actually have something that's ready for a component. What I'm thinking is that this top bar right here will be a good candidate for a component once we add an additional menu item. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this entire artboard, remove most of its content except for this top section, and then we'll focus on the component section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the artboard by its name, hold down the Option key, and click and drag to the right. And I'm just going to release. And this page, I'm just going to retitle this Recent Activity. That's what it'll end up becoming. And what I want to do is just get rid of this content from here down. Don't need this stuff. And that gives us a blank canvas, except for this top navigation bar with our logo and identity. We need an additional item here, which is going to be a profile dropdown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this component, which we've already created. I'm going to copy that, again, holding down Option or Alt, dragging over here. I'm going to make this much smaller so that it can fit within that section. And then I'm going to just line it up with this bar. So I'm going to select both items, and I'm going to vertically center this aligned. And then I'm going to push this over to the right to about here. And now I'm ready to make my component. So to make the component, I'm going to select the logo, the bar, and the profile image. And then over here on components, now I can click this plus button, and that will be titled Component 1. You can double click on that to rename it. I'm just going to call this, let's see, header bar, and hit return. So the key thing about components is that if a component changes, it's going to change throughout your entire app. So to showcase that, I'm just going to Option click and drag the title of this artboard and drag it over here just to show you what this is going to look like. So if I select this, you can see that its outline is different. It's green, has this green appearance with green buttons. But if I were to go ahead and double click on it, now I'm actually in the component itself. And if I were to change anything about this component, like the position of the logo, do you see how that changes in all of the instance? So I'm getting this to 20 pixels. If later on I wanted to change the image, I could double click into this. I can change the image, and that would update here. So anything in the component that changes anywhere that it appears within the app. Let's say, for example, this background bar, if I decide that I wanted to change its color. So if I click on the fill color and I grab the eyedropper tool and change it to this gray color, you see that it updates there. So that's components, and you can add as many components as you want. As we work on the app, we can see more candidates for components. We can add them as we need. I'm going to go ahead and just delete this artboard, and we'll continue working on the app in the next video.